Hello, it's still lockdown in the UK. It's raining. The kids are not in school. Primary schools, secondary schools are closed, I think for the next 2 months. People are working from home or trying to work from home. It's not the best situation. But the football is still on, and this season there have been some crazy results, like this one.
Ele já ligou a moto, tem Adriano a ligar pela frente, vai, Felipe para o golo!
And this one.
Posição do campeonato sendo perdida e vem mais Internacional. Outra bola para o Yuri Alberto. O Daniel perdeu o lance. O Yuri Alberto bateu pro gol!
So in this lesson, I'm going to give you vocabulary to talk about results. See you in the classroom. At the end of the video, there will be a practice activity, so please try it at the end of the video. But first, the vocabulary. So the three most common verbs in football are win, lose, draw. So maybe you support your team no matter what, win, lose or draw. And the past tense of these verbs is won, lost and drew. These are irregular verbs. So regular verbs have an ed in the past tense, but these are irregular. So this is the past tense and this is the past participle, which is important a bit later in the video. And the past participle of win, lose and draw is won, lost and drawn. Okay, so they are the verbs, and the nouns are win, loss and draw. Or you can say victory. So maybe it was a good victory today, or it was a bad loss, or it was a bad defeat, which is maybe more common than loss actually. Or if it is a draw, in America they say tie, which is regular verb. So tie, tied, tied. But in British English we don't say tie, we say draw. It was 2 points dropped, maybe. If you're pessimistic and you think you were the better team, you can say it was 2 points dropped. Or if you are lucky and you equalized in the last minute, maybe it was a point gained. It was a good draw or a bad draw. Do you say Liverpool are blah 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 blah, or Liverpool is, for example, in bad form? So in British English, we think that a club, or we use are for this, so we treat it as a plural. But I know in other countries, I think in almost every country, you use it maybe as a singular. Even in America, in American English, they say Liverpool is in bad form. But in British English, we say Liverpool are good. Liverpool are in bad form, for example. So here is my question for you. I don't know the answer to this. So in British English, we say we for a team. If it's our team, we, or the other team, they. So they beat Chelsea, for example. In your language, what pronoun do you use? Do you use it? Please comment under the video. How do you say, what pronoun do you use in your language? Is it it or is it something else? Because, so do you say it beats Chelsea? Or for example, Liverpool wins the match? I think maybe you do, but in British English, it is Liverpool win the match. Okay, some more here, some more vocabulary. Man City won them. And I sometimes hear British people saying this is wrong. You cannot win them. That is wrong. Or Man City won PSG. That is wrong English. You can say Man City won 5-0. So in British English, in American I think they say 0. But for any sport, except tennis, in tennis you say love if it is 0. But for any sport in British, we use nil for 0. So you can say Man City won and then the score, or Man City lost and then the score, 2-0, they won 5-0. But you cannot say they won somebody. But you can with the verb beat. So we use beat a lot in sport. So this verb 1, beat, in past tense it's the same, beat. Verb 3, or past participle, beaten. So for example, Burnley beat Liverpool. Beat is very similar to the verb defeat, but beat is maybe more common in spoken English. Burnley defeated Liverpool. 1-0. Yes, penalty late in the match. Okay, but here I want to introduce the passive. So the passive voice. So there is a form of this in every tense, and to form it, it's a form of be or get plus past participle. The past participle is verb 3. So here, beaten. But when British people talk about, they use beat in the passive voice, we don't say the word beaten usually. Usually we say Liverpool got beat. Maybe you'd say Liverpool were beaten by Burnley, which is the correct English, to be honest. But more commonly, widespread, Liverpool got beat. And then if you want to mention the team, Liverpool got beat by Burnley 1-0, for example. So got is used more in spoken English. When you talk about passives, I got married. Don't say I was married. Got is usually become something, you become married. But in spoken English, when we talk about football results, we use got. Liverpool got beat, for example. There's some other verbs with this. So you can use more descriptive language. You can use some bad language here also. Maybe you would say they got F something, or they got, more common in English or British English is the TW swear word. They got twa by Burnley, for example. If it was a high score, also some more descriptive language is smash. So Liverpool got smashed by Aston Villa, maybe. Liverpool got battered by Aston Villa. Battered is to beat up. They got murdered. Very descriptive. Like they got killed, they got slaughtered. Or maybe you can say Liverpool slaughtered Crystal Palace, for example. They destroyed them. They demolished them. Okay, some more vocabulary. Here, a stalemate. Do you know what a stalemate is? A stalemate is no goals in the match, a 0-0. So maybe it is a boring 0-0 is a stalemate in English. Or you can say a goalless draw. If a match ended 0-0, it was a goalless draw. Or maybe you can have a score draw. So a score draw is if it's 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, a score draw. Or maybe you can have a 5-goal thriller. So this is used a lot in British language. A 7-goal thriller, a 5-goal thriller, an 8-goal thriller. If there is a lot of goals, you give the number of goals. It doesn't tell you who won. When you read this, maybe, oh, who won? It was a 5-goal thriller. Maybe it was 3-2 to your team or the other team, but it was a 5-goal thriller. Or maybe the match in a 5-goal thriller, it was end to end. So lots of action in both ends of the pitch. Or maybe you were dominant, your team was dominant, and you played them off the park. You destroyed them, you battered them, you smashed them. Or we got played off the park, maybe. They were much the better team, we got played off the park. Okay, lots of vocabulary. Now I am going to put some results on the screen. Please try to describe them in English, maybe using some of the vocabulary that we looked at today, some of the grammar. just practice it with yourself. Try to say the results out loud. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.